Well, sure enough, about 2 or 3 weeks later, I get a tape in the mail, and it's all tunes that Chet had recorded for me to play for my hotel gig. Tunes he'd recorded in his basement for me. He included Mr. Bojangles, Vincent that I just played for you, a lot of tunes that I recorded on my first CD, Heartstrings. So it was a great teacher, and eventually I came down to Nashville to visit my friend John Knowles. And while I was here, I figured, well, maybe I'll stop by at Chet's office. John said I could probably stop by at the office there, and I did, and sure enough, Chet was there, and he said, well, Muriel, what do you think about this? And he taught me another little tune. And so whenever possible, when I was in Nashville, I'd stop in, and every now and then he'd show me a new little tune. One time, I came to his office, and he walked down the stairs as usual, and he said, Muriel, I've got a gig for you. And I mean, this was big things for me. I was still playing just my hotel gig. I hadn't started touring yet. And I was trying to contain my excitement. He said, well, what is it? And he said, well, you see what it is my pet rooster, Hotshot, has come down with a case of the feather mites. And, well, my wife and I were getting kind of old, and besides, we're just too big to crawl into that chicken coop. So it's true. And he said, well, I was going to ask little Jimmy Dickens, but you just happened in here. Well, you're about the smallest person I know. So that afternoon, I went over to the Atkins home, and Chet's wife, Leona, got a plastic garbage bag and cut holes for my head and my arms, and you don't want that stuff all over you, you know. And then, with a great deal of coaching, there was a little group of people who had gathered. Somebody was taking pictures. I don't know where they went, but I crawled into that little door of the chicken coop. Yeah. They were on the internet. Oh, they were. That's what happened to those pictures. So then I crawled into that coop, and you know, you have to catch the rooster by both legs at once with one hand, and with your other hand you grab his neck, and then he becomes docile. You know, otherwise he gets you with his spurs. Now, this was something new for a girl from Chicago. But nevertheless, I got the rooster, and Leona spread bacon grease around the rooster's neck for the mite dust to adhere to, and then she dusted the rooster, and then I did the same thing to hen, and then caught the hen, and afterwards, hen's name, by the way, was also Leona. And afterward, Leona, Chet's wife that is, invited me to stay for lunch and threw a little more water into the stew. That was my gig.